Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Ashwath.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Who else is yet to come?
Ma'am, I do not know. Ma'am, but like you said, I tried and I made the weaving with paper, ma'am.
It's really pretty. It's very nice.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So unless anyone else is coming, we'll just discuss the homework. And the homework was not given, like last class only was given. No? We'll first discuss the test results. Yeah. So I want you to answer the all test questions in order. So it will be Adrit, Ashwath, Sritej. Okay. So answer it like that. Okay. So metals are dash in appearance. Like, tell me.
Lustery.
Okay, you wrote lustery, but actually the answer is lustrous. There is a term you should use. You don't write lustery. There's no word called lustery. It's only lustrous. Okay, that is the answer. I think most of you all got it wrong. Yeah. So it's actually lustrous.
Ma'am,
Okay.
actually, what I thought to write lustrous, and I wrote something else. Ma'am, like you gave a note in the bracket saying we should not write shiny. Since I thought we should not write shiny, I thought we should also not write lustrous, because iron does not shine.
Because I know that all of y'all will write in simple terms like shiny. That was actually a clue. I told don't write shiny because I want you to write something related to the word. Okay, but not the word shiny itself. So the lustrous is the answer. Okay, next question. Materials that can be compressed or scratched easily are called dash. What are they?
Ma'am, can you repeat?
Materials that can be compressed or scratched easily are called dash.
Ma'am, I don't know.
Okay. Adrit?
Ma'am, it's Sritej's chance.
Yeah, sorry. Sritej, can you tell me? Can't hear you, Sritej.
Ma'am, I also do not know.
Okay. What about you, Soumya? Do you know the answer?
Ma'am, can you repeat?
Materials that can be compressed or scratched easily are called dash.
Can we easily scratch?
Why, Adrit, you don't know? You have written the correct answer only, no?
Stop. Ma'am, I know.
Soft objects is the correct answer, okay?
Ma'am.
So soft objects is the answer. Okay. I've even written in the bracket, write the answer in single word, and you have written soft objects. I told no, write single word. You should write only soft, okay? Anyways, so the materials that can be compressed easily are soft objects, okay? Next question to, since Deepika has also come, I'll tell you the name order again. So it is going to be Adrit, then Ashwath, then Sritej, then Saumya, then Deepika. Okay. So we'll start with since Adrit already told. Now we'll go with Ashwath. Okay. Substances that do not mix with water and do not disappear even after stirring for a long period of time are called dash.
Insoluble.
Insoluble. Very good. Okay, so I think this is something everybody should be aware of right now. Okay, so obviously, if it is dissolving, it's called soluble. If it's not dissolving, it's insoluble, right? Okay, 1 minute. Everything around us are made up of dash. Next person.
Ma'am, materials.
Not materials. This is actually something that I thought extra. I told
Ma'am.
you everything around is made up of tiny particle, which is called as. Why? Oh no, nobody got it right. Not even one person got it right. Okay, it's atom. Okay, I've given in the notes also. Okay, anyways. Next question, next person. While making whoever, like after Sritesh, whoever it is, can answer. While making sweaters, a single yarn is used to make a piece of fabric. The sweater is made by a method called dash.
Ma'am, weaving.
Weaving. Okay. Who's after Soumya?
Yes, ma'am.
Is Soumya's answer correct, Deepika?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct. Okay. Who's after Deepika? Adit. Right. Is Soumya's answer and Deepika's answer correct, Adit?
No, ma'am.
Why no?
It's knitting.
It's knitting. Why is it knitting?
Ma'am,
Why
because
not knitting?
we make sweaters, ma'am, a single yarn is used.
Exactly. So you cannot use a single yarn in weaving. Okay. Normally in weaving, you use 2 or 3 yarns of making different patterns.
Ma'am, Soumya also said knitting, right?
No. She said weaving.
I heard weaving. I mean
Yeah.
knitting.
Okay. So it's actually knitting. Okay. So it's not weaving. All right. So I hope you know the reason, all of you know. Okay. Next question. For
Ma'am,
stitching, yeah, tell me.
ma'am, if in knitting we only use a single thread, then for weaving we use multiple threads, right?
Yes, we do. So next question. For stitching, fibers are converted first into what? Into threads or into fabrics or into yarn or none of the above?
Yarn.
Yarn. This is also something everybody should know. Then there's no point of you learning this lesson if you don't know this answer. Despite of this, also people have got wrong. So please correct it. It's yarn. Okay. Next question. The process of arranging 2 sets of yarn together to make a fabric is called
Weaving.
weaving. Very good. So next, silkworm is boiled to kill the dash.
Ma'am, the larva.
Okay, the larva is correct. But there is also another answer. The next person,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, to kill the what?
Ma'am, I also wrote larva though.
Okay. Okay, fine. So it's pupa. Okay, actually, that's what you should write, but larva is also right. Okay. Whose answer is this? Adrit, you've written cocoon. How can it be cocoon, Adrit? You should think no before answering and losing marks simply. So it's larva or pupa. Okay. Next question. Um, Tick all the unstitched cloths: sweater, sari, skirt, or dhoti.
Ma'am, dhoti and sari.
Very good. Okay. Next question. Which of the following were first used to cover body parts? Cotton, flax, leaves and animal skin, and none.
Leaves and
Leaves and animal skin. Very good. Okay, so first we'll tell what are the mistakes each of y'all made. Okay, for me, my fasting time is running. I have to go break my fast, guys. I'll be back in like 15 minutes. I
ma'am,
have 3
can you show the result?
Yeah. I just have 3 more minutes. I'll first tell you what are the mistakes you made. Okay. First, Adrit, you made that lustry you wrote, and what else? Atoms you missed, and cocoons you wrote, which is wrong. So 3 mistakes you did, and you are leading with the mark of 7. Okay, very good, Adrit. Okay, so that's the first rank for Adrit. Second rank, um, Ashwath, the mistake that you made is for soft, you wrote sorting, which is wrong. Um, and you wrote weaving instead of knitting. And and you wrote none of the above for fibers, which is another 3 marks wrong. So you wrote
One mistakenly I clicked on
yeah, you wrote moth, and also that has kept you with a score of 5. Yeah, 5 marks. Actually, rank 2 is Ashwath, Saumya, and Deepika. Sritej went low. Why Sritej? What happened? You wrote hard. Okay, that is acceptable. You left soft question unattempted. Materials, you wrote for atom. You wrote weaving instead of knitting. Um, and now this time you answered correctly, but here you answered wrong. The process of arranging two yarns together is knitting, you wrote. Even you wrote cocoon for silkworms a boil to kill the cocoon. So these are the simple mistakes that you guys have done. Okay, next time I'll maybe include the same questions. Okay, so I want you all to find, now I'll be back in like 15 or 20 minutes. I want you all to find Google all the different properties of metals. There are so many properties of metal. Okay, I can ask you any question from those properties, so sit and find all the properties and take note of it. I'll check your notes also. All right, I'll be back in 15 minutes, guys. Okay, just make note of all the properties of metals and non-metals, not only metals, metals and non-metals. All right.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, class, did you find out whatever I asked you all to?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Adrit, can you tell me one of the property of metal, one of the property of non-metal?
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, property of metal. Ma'am, metals are ductile.
What is the meaning of ductile? If you're writing it, I should know the meaning of it. No, simply you can't write it down. No. Do you know what is ductile?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Srijesh, do you know what is ductile?
Ma'am, it means they cannot be drawn into wires.
Very good. So they are ductile means they can. Okay, they are not ductile means they cannot draw it. Basically,
Okay.
you cannot break them into sheets. Okay, very good. Okay, Ashwath, one is
Ma'am, metal is a
metal is
lustrous.
lustrous. We already learned that. No, I want something new. Tell me another property. Tell me another property, Ashwath.
Ma'am, they should be. They will not break, ma'am.
They will not break. What will not break? Metals or non-metals?
Metals.
Metals. So you say that metals are malleable. The term you use malleable. Okay, non-metals are brittle. Brittle means they break easily. Okay, very good. Okay, next, Deepika.
Ma'am, they are good conductor of electricity.
Which one?
Ma'am, metals.
And non-metals are?
They are poor conductor of electricity.
Okay. So what is the meaning of good conductors or poor conductors?
Like they can. I mean,
What
I
means
know it, but I am not getting the word.
good conductor of electricity means what? Think and tell me.
Um. They wait a minute. A second.
Okay, Samya, can you tell me what is good conductor?
Ma'am, example of a good conductor.
I don't want an example. What is the meaning of good conductor and bad conductor?
The meaning of good conductor is it's a good provider of electricity.
Good provider. It's a term.
It provides electricity better than non-metals.
Provide is not the correct term.
Ma'am, is it produce?
Sorry?
Ma'am, does it produce well? Good conductor means produce.
Not produce. No. Anybody else want to try? Deepika, did you find the correct term?
Ma'am, it says like something like the materials which offers very low resistance to the flow.
Okay, don't complicate it. Conduct means allows the flow of. The meaning of conduct means allowing. Okay, I am conducting this means what? I am conducting the class means I'm allowing the class to happen, right? So conductors means you're allowing the electricity to flow through. That is only the term conducting, not produce. Okay, produce is completely different. Okay, you're producing means you're releasing something. Conducting means allowing it to pass through. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Sritej, you tell me your point.
Metals have high tensile strength. It means they can hold heavy weights, and non-metals, ma'am, they have low tensile strength. It means they cannot hold heavy weights.
Can you repeat your point again, like to the class so everybody understands?
Ma'am, metals have high tensile strength. It means they can only hold. It means they hold heavy weights, and non-metals do not have high tensile strength. They have low. It means they cannot hold heavy weights.
Okay. Okay, I guess that was clear to all of you all. So metals are more strong, means they can hold heavy weights, whereas non-metals are more, as someone already told the point, brittle means they break easily. They cannot hold heavy weights. All right. Okay, who else is left? Has everybody told their point? Soumya, did you tell your point? Soumya?
No, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me your point.
Yes, ma'am. Wait, one. Oh, yes. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, non-metals have low density. Sorry, ma'am. Density.
What is the meaning of density? Guys, I want, if you're noting it down, I want you to learn it with meaning. Even when I'm giving homework, I don't care if you copy it from Google, that's fine. But I'll ask you the meaning of words if you're copying it from Google. You should understand and write it. What is the meaning of density?
Ma'am, ma'am, the meaning of density is weight, ma'am. Weight.
Okay, wait.
Weight.
Yeah, wait. Weight is the meaning of density. Okay, so basically it's not just the weight, it's basically, how do you say, the volume it occupies. Okay, so the quantity of a metal is more than that of a non-metal. Okay, always. Okay, all right. So can any of you all tell, now I gave you this work of searching metals and non-metals properties. Why did I ask you all to search this? Any of you all know?
Ma'am, can you repeat what you said?
Why did I ask you all of you all to search this? Why did I give you all this question?
Ma'am, to get extra knowledge.
Get extra knowledge. Okay, so since I already taught you the three properties I focused on, I told appearance, hardness, soluble, insoluble. So there are, yeah, as he told, it is extra points, but this lesson is completely mostly focusing only on metals. Okay, but you know that everything material around you is not only metal. You have non-metals at the same time. Okay, so I want you all to know the difference between metals and non-metals and how to differentiate it. That's why I asked you all to do it. Now let's go back to the lesson and share my screen. Just a minute.
Ma'am, can I tell one more point?
Yeah, tell me, Da.
Ma'am, metal should be they melt on high temperature. Then only
Melting
they
point.
melt.
Melting point. Yeah, melting point. So that's right. Very good. So you say that. Sorry.
Ma'am, I have another point.
Yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, metals are sonorous. It means when we strike them, they make a ringing noise. And while non-metals are not sonorous, while we
Very,
strike them, they make
very
loud.
good. So yeah, there's another point. Metals are sonorous. That is, when you strike them, you know that you get the ting sound when you like hit the metals, right? So that is their sonorous. When you hit a plastic book or a bed or anything, you're not gonna get a third sound. Okay. So yeah. So as Ashwath told, high melting points and high boiling points. Okay. So more the boiling point, always remember, more the boiling point, the easier things can catch fire or boil. Okay. So best example is mercury. Okay. Have you seen in your thermometers? You know your thermometers inside there's mercury. Do any of you know that? Do any of you know that?
In ancient times, not
Okay.
ancient.
Not ancient. Okay. Everybody has a thermometer in your house.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Why do you have this thermometer? What is it used for?
Ma'am, for checking if you have fever.
Okay, so this thermometer, you all very much know that it looks something like this. Wait. It looks something like this. It has a tip, it has a body. This is more in hospitals, you can see the clinical thermometers. Okay. And in center, you can see one yellow line. And then you will have so many lines and all over here you will have. Okay. So this yellow line is nothing but mercury. Okay. Mercury is a metal or non-metal?
Non-metal.
It's actually a metal. Okay. So mercury, I'll show you the image. It's actually a liquid metal. Mercuries are never solid. It's a liquid metal. I know it's something new, but okay. See this, you must have seen this in experimental videos and all. Okay, it looks like this. This is mercury. Okay, I know it's just liquid in liquid form. So this mercury is used inside the thermometer. Okay, so wherever when you're checking your temperature, wherever this mercury goes and stops. Now, for example, it's stopping here, and this is 20 means. Sorry, this is 38 means we're having 38 degrees Celsius. Okay, why we're using mercury means mercury has a very high boiling point. Okay, so I already told you the higher the boiling point, the easier it boils. It has a very, very high boiling point. Now, that is, slightly you keep it in under your tongue, the slight body temperature also boils this metal and it makes its rise. Okay, so as he told, metals have, metals have a high melting point. Okay, so you might ask, why not mercury? Okay, so mercury is like the only metal that has low melting point. Okay, it's because mercury is a liquid state, whereas other metals are more in a solid state. All right. Okay, so going back to the lesson, we saw about the appearance, we saw about insolubility, solubility, and now we're going to see another new property, which is float or sink. Okay, so now, can any of you all tell me, like, how will you classify things? Do they float or sink? Give me examples of things that will float. Give me examples of things that will sink. One by one. Tell me your name and then tell me your answer. Okay.
Ma'am, sink, needle.
Needle, okay.
Float a flower.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Tell me.
soap bar.
Sorry?
Soap bar.
Soap bar will float or sink?
Ma'am, it will sink.
Okay. Then? That's it.
Ma'am, this is Ritesh. A leaf will float.
Leaf will float. Okay.
Ma'am, a rock will sink. Ashwath.
Okay.
Ma'am, A feather will float.
Okay. Okay, very good. Since all of you have told. So how do you know if an object, so where is it floating? It's floating in what? In water, right? So you're letting any object float in water or sink in water. So it'll either sink or it will float, right? So this sinking and floating, it depends on the density. Density is what we saw, one of the properties of metals. Okay. So density is basically how heavy an object is. Okay. So if an object is more dense than water, that is more heavy than water, it will sink. But if it is less dense than water, it will float. So leaf is less dense than water, that's why it is floating. Thermocol, less dense than water, that's why it's floating. Whereas take a metal or a metal rod or a metal solid rock, what will happen? It will sink inside. Okay. So density. So if an object, this is the object. Object has more density than water, it will float or sink.
Sink.
Tell me. Sink. Water has more density than the object, it will
Float.
float. Okay, so this is what you need to learn, how to find if they float or sink. Okay, so some of the non-metals and all, you can find there are thin plastics, thin non-metals are there. So, yeah, sponge and all, they all just float. Okay, unless you put water inside the sponge. Okay, so this is another property. And you have another property, which is transparency. Okay, so now for example, you're playing hide and seek. Okay, so you have three places. One is you have a glass cupboard. Glass cupboard means this is the glass cupboard. Okay, you can see the shelf inside. You can see all the shelf inside. This cupboard is made up of glass. Okay, you have a glass cupboard. Then you have a flower pot. Then you have a bed. Then you have okay, this is what you have, for example. Now, these three places are there. You're playing hide and seek. Where will you go and hide? Inside the cupboard,
Ma'am, under
behind the flower pot,
under the bed.
under the bed. Okay, he said under the bed. Okay, so you'll hide behind the flower pot, inside the cupboard, under the bed. Ashwit said under the bed. Okay, who else?
Ma'am, flower pot.
Okay, well, just write your name. Okay, Ashwat. Who said flower pot?
Ma'am, me, Soumya.
I don't know if your spelling is correct. I'm so sorry if it's wrong. Soumya.
Ma'am, last H.
Okay.
Ma'am, it's not W.
Okay.
Ma'am, this is Ritesh. I would hide in the cupboard as there's no other option.
No, you can hide in the same places. It's fine. It's not no other option at all. If you want to hide behind the bed, under the bed or behind the bottles, it's fine. Where will you hide? Cleverly, I want you to answer.
Ma'am, I would also hide under the bed.
Okay. What about the rest? What about the rest? Deepika, Adrit, tell me your answers.
Ma'am, Adrit left the meeting. I do not know when did he leave, but I think he left long ago.
All right. Okay. So who else is left? Deepika. Yeah, Deepika alone. Deepika, tell me where will you hide?
I didn't understand the question.
You're playing hide and seek. Okay, you have a glass cupboard. Okay, where you can see everything inside the cupboard. You have a flower pot. You have a bed. Where will you hide? Will you hide inside the glass cupboard, behind the flower pot, or under the bed?
Under the bed.
Okay, under the bed. Okay.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Ma'am, if we hide behind, like if we hide in the glass cupboard, like will we be seen or will the shelves cover us?
Obviously, you'll be seen. You can see everything inside the cupboard.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am,
So why? Tell me.
Ma'am, Adrit didn't tell.
Adit is not there in the meter. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, this is actually a clever answer. You can hide under the bed or behind the pot, but I would say behind the pot, people are less likely to check you because they know that you will most likely hide under the bed. They'll definitely come and check under the bed. Okay, so why didn't you all choose the cupboard?
Ma'am, because we'll be seen. It's
You'll be
glass,
seen.
transparent.
Excellent. Yes, exactly. So glass is a metal or non-metal?
Non-metal.
It's a non-metal. It's one of the examples of non-metal, and you can see glass is transparent. Okay, whereas the flower pot, or what do you say, mud pot, it is, you won't nothing, you can't see what is behind it, so it is called as opaque. Okay, now what will happen? You just take, for example, you're taking a bowl or you're taking a small cup, and you're having water and you're adding chalk powder to it. Okay, and you will have a mixture. This mixture, can you see clearly, like, through the mixture? Can you see what is in the other side of the mixture?
No, ma'am.
Because how it will be visible?
Ma'am, if it's like a glass cup or a
Glass cup.
Ma'am,
What will happen if you take water in a cup and you're adding chalk powder to it? How will the solution look like?
ma'am, white.
Yeah, it will be cloudy, right? White, cloudy, misty, and all, right? So you can see that there is light on the other side, but you can't see what object is there. So it's partially visible and partially not visible. These objects are known as translucent. Okay, partially visible are called translucent. Completely not visible are called opaque. Completely visible are called transparent. These are three new terms you're learning today. All right. So translucent objects, you have like what? Sunglasses. Sunglasses you can't like completely see. It's not transparent. Okay, doesn't show you the color of the object, right? So sunglasses, some are translucent. What else?
muddy water.
Muddy water, they're translucent. What else do you have? Plastic sheets, oil. All these are translucent objects. Wax paper, butter paper, all these are translucent objects. Whereas opaque, what do you have?
Ma'am, rock.
Clear
Raw.
wrap, but there's some dust on the clear wrap.
Yeah, that will also will do. So you have other things also. You have then transparent, what will happen? Air, water, glass, all these are transparent objects. Okay. So this is another property, that is transparency. Different objects will have different these things. So the materials through which objects can be seen but not clearly seen are called translucent objects. Okay. So note it down. Note this down. Tell me when you're done. Float, sink, and transparency.
Ma'am, bulb is also a transparent object.
Bulb is transparent, right? How can it be opaque? Because light from that only it's passing, no? You can clearly see through a bulb. It depends. You have transparent bulbs, you have opaque bulbs also. You know, bulbs that is completely white in color also. You cannot see that in what is inside sometimes. But in some bulbs, you can see completely what is inside. So you have different types also. The glass can be transparent or opaque in bulbs.
Done now.
Okay, the rest of your
I'm almost done.
you have a doubt?
No, ma'am, I said I'm almost done.
Okay. So note down my points also. Note the homework also, guys.
Ma'am, how many examples?
5. The question. All can note it down, the homework and the notes, and you can lead the meeting.
Ma'am, what is the second question?
Why is grouping of materials required?
Okay, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye bye.